afternoon and thank you for keeping it TV47, and of course Eid Mubarak to all Muslim faithfuls all over the world. You are just in time for News Now at 1 with I, Sheilar Chelangat. But first, let's take a look at the highlights. The highlights. Muslim faithfuls from around the world celebrate Eid ul-Fitr. A section of Embu residents have now pleaded their allegiance to the Kenya Kwanza regime after Mbeere North MP Ruiru was nominated Cabinet Secretary.
I will serve the people of the Republic with dedication and commitment.
And Kenyans have been called upon to exercise data protection rights in a bid to safeguard it from misuse by both private and public organizations.
Today to carry out a capacity building session for data subjects in Kamukunji constituency.
Thank you for keeping it TV47. 30 minutes of this broadcast begins now. We begin in Embu County, where a section of Embu residents have now pleaded their allegiance to the Kenya Kwanza regime after Mbeere North Member of Parliament Ruiru was nominated the Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Public Service, Human Development and of Special Programs. The residents who spoke when receiving the lawmaker in Karambari Market in Mbeere North constituency hailed him as a leader who would transform the public service docket on his part. Ruiru thanked the president, assuring that if confirmed by the National Assembly, he would strive to serve the nation diligently.
Tunataka kushukuru Rais. We want to thank you, our President, William Samoei Ruto, for giving us a full minister in our constituency.
President, asante sana kwa kutupatia waziri katika Mbeere North. Hata tukiamua tuingie kwa chama ya UDA ama ingine, ile rais atasema sisi tuko hapo ndani.
Mimi nataka kuchukua nafasi hii nitoe shukrani mingi sana kwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Hebu tuone shangwe na nderemo ya Rais William Ruto. Rais, tunashukuru kama watu wa Mbeere.
And away from that, the National Data Commissioner, Immaculate Kasait, has called on Kenyans to exercise their data protection rights in a bid to safeguard it from misuse by both private and public organizations. Kasait urged members of the public to take control of their data and avoid negligence when sharing personal information. She spoke during a National Data Protection Advocacy program conducted in Kamukunji town in Nairobi.
Today to carry out a capacity building session for data subjects in Kamukunji constituency. This is under the National Data Protection Advocacy Program that is being carried out by the Office of the Data Protection Program, by the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner. It's a program that is being carried out countrywide, and currently in Kamukunji, we are in the 10th constituency. We're in the 10th constituency in Kenya where we are carrying out this program. So far, this is the first in Nairobi, but we have engaged other data subjects in Kisumu, Nyamira, Kajiado, Samburu, Nyandarua, and we will continue to also carry out the same within Mombasa, Taita Taveta counties, Narok, and the rest of Kenya. So this is just a capacity building session to ensure that data subjects understand what is the work of the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner. Secondly, what are their rights as data subject?
Meanwhile, Muslim faithfuls from around the world are celebrating Eid. In Wajir County, thousands have gathered at Orahe grounds for prayers and festivities marking Eid ul-Fitr. The atmosphere is lively as family and friends come together in joy and gratitude. Our reporter Mohammed Saman is on ground. Eid Mubarak, Mohammed, what are we looking at?
Eid Mubarak from Wajir County. Thousands of Wajir residents have today gathered at Orahe grounds in Wajir town, and traditionally the day of Eid starts with a special Eid prayer, and after that people go to their homes to share meals with the less fortunate and with their neighbors. It's a day of happiness and a day of joy, and from Wajir County we say Eid Mubarak to everyone around the world. I had a moment with the residents of Wajir County, and this is what they had to say.
Bismillah, mimi kwa majina ninaitwa Hassan Hussein Shurie, mkaji wa Wajir County. Leo siku ya leo ninasema Eid Mubarak, kullukum wa antum bil aam. Leo ni siku yenye furaha kubwa sana ambayo tumekamilisha siku 30 ya Ramadhani. Leo Waislamu kote katika ulimwengu ninawaambia Eid Mubarak, kullukum aam wa antum bil khair. Leo ni siku yenye furaha, watu wanasalimiana, wanatembeleana, ambaye ni siku ambaye furaha yake haiwezi kusemekana ni hii na hii. Siku yenye furaha kubwa zaidi. So ninahimiza Waislamu ama hata wale wasio Waislamu wafurahi na Waislamu. Hii ni siku kuu ambaye ya Waislamu kote ulimwenguni. So ninakaribisha siku hii ya leo ambayo tumekamilisha 30 days ya mfungo ya Ramadhani. Hii siku ambaye ina furaha yake zaidi, na
natarajia kila laheri Waislamu wote katika duniani, hasa kwa nchi yetu. Tunawaambia baraka na amani. Leo tuko na furaha sana, tumemaliza siku ya Ramadhani na watu Wajir wamejitokeza kwa wengi kwa furaha na amani. Tunatarajia watu ya kaunti hii waweke hiyo amani.
Siku ya leo ni siku ya Eid na ni wakati Waislamu wote wanasherehekea kote nchini na nchi za nje. Ni siku ambaye Waislamu wamejitokeza kwa sababu wamemaliza siku 30 ama 29 ya mwezi mtukufu ya Ramadhan. Kwa hivyo leo hii tunatakikana sisi kama Waislamu tusaidiane kabisa. Wale ambao maskini ambao hawajiwezi tuwasaidie na kila mtu afurahi. Hiyo ndio madhumuni ya hii Eid ya leo. Na kwa hayo machache tunasema Mwenyezi Mungu ametupatia baraka ya mvua. Tumepata mvua kila mahali na tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu atuzidishie mvua na amani kote kaunti hii ya Wajir. Tuweke amani, ndio sasa maisha yetu itakuwa mazuri sana.
Indeed, and here at the Cape Media Limited, we do wish all the Muslim faithfuls Eid Saeed. Moving on, Bunge la Mwananchi has commended the National Intelligence Service and its Director General, Nurdin Haji, for conducting a public lecture which engaged the public on discussions regarding the state of security in the nation. The members, led by their chairman, Lawrence Oyugi, emphasized on the importance of public participation in security matters.
Bunge la Wananchi commends the National Intelligence Service and its Director General, Nurdin Haji, for the insightful inaugural public lecture on Kenya's evolving security landscape. The lecture underscored the vital role of intelligence in shaping the nation's framework.
Bunge la Mwananchi wishes to express our unwavering support for this framework of operation. And we want to say that it is necessary for the realization of the principles of national security that are contained in Article 238 of the Constitution for the public views to be integrated in national security discourse.
Asante sana iende kwa Director of National Intelligence kwa kusimama na katiba Article 10, public participation.
And Nairobi City County Woman Representative Esther Passaris has continued to support the youth and persons with disabilities in realizing their full potential in businesses. Speaking to the groups in Komarok, Passaris noted that the government is keen in supporting various groups in Nairobi to start a business that will help them earn a living. The county MP disbursed 120 million shillings to various groups in the area.
I'm appealing to the youth and the persons living with disability, the women groups, to please look and follow government platforms to understand what projects the government has and where you can tap in. And if we haven't given you a project that you want, because we listen to the people, we do public participation, when we listen to you, we implement the project.
The empowerment of people. You teach somebody how to fish and you feed them for a lifetime. And what I've seen today, no discrimination. People living with disabilities, the young, the old, have all been blessed. I mean, 29 million spread across various projects. We've seen young men with car spraying machines. We have the egg trolleys and sugarcane juice makers. I mean, this is just a foundation for success.
And away from that, more than 500 Boda riders have graduated from a transformative program on road safety sponsored by the Automobile Association and the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA. The program, dubbed Boda License and MIA program, seeks to restore sanity in the Boda sector through affordable that enable riders to obtain licenses through a manageable daily payment of 100 shillings. According to AA Kenya CEO Francis Theuri, the program is targeting 2 million riders countrywide to professionalize the sector that is known for causing accidents and allegedly hijacked by criminals.
This is a program we started some time back, where we want to ensure that all the 2 million Boda riders in this country are trained and licensed, and that we can be able to change the culture that we have in that sector, because it's a very, very important sector. We want to ensure that everybody understands how they are supposed to behave when they're on the road, how they are supposed to observe the road safety that has been put in this country. And so it's a very important program for us.
We urge all the riders to get trained and also to reform. Let us reform, let's show the country and the government that we as the sector, we have come from far and we are no longer the goons that we used to be, but we are doing Boda business as a business that is giving us a living, as is paying a business that is paying our bills. So to all those criminals that are using motorcycles to steal from people, tarnishing our Boda image, we'll come for you. We are going to work with the police.
And to matters health now, Ruiru residents are set to access better healthcare services after Colombia Africa launched a dispensary in the area. While launching the facility, the health stakeholders noted that it will go a long way in addressing the president's health needs. The residents have welcomed the initiative, terming it a dream come true.
This is our third clinic in Kenya. And by extension, this is the first clinic we are opening outside Nairobi. And the idea is to really just bring care to the families around this place and to give them the kind of quality services that Colombia Africa aspires to do and is known for, both here and by history, in places that we have operated in around, especially in Asia. So what we aspire to do is actually to introduce to our clients, the families, the residents of this place, and by extension, areas around Ruiru, services that touch the patient.
And the Global Democracy Coalition has challenged the youth to fight for democracy and safeguard human rights due to the deteriorating democracy amongst African countries, violation of human rights and clashes during elections. Speaking during the forum is structured to identify the challenges and come up with solutions for Africa's region, acknowledging the vibrant youth in the country. Elisenda Bukso, the lead for Global Democracy Coalition, has challenged the youth to continue fighting for democracy and come up with ideas to be heard and involved in decision making.
Programs associated at the Youth Cafe.
The key drivers that is necessitating such a forum is to provide a safe space and a platform for citizens to gather, come together and propose innovative solutions that can help solve the key democratic issues of our time.
Older generations have a lot of expertise. Youth have a lot of ideas. If you bring them together, many good things can come up. So I think that one of the biggest challenges is the youth disenchantment with politics, and bring them back, but also give them the space and the opportunities to sit at the table and be meaningfully heard.
As we stand here today as young men and women of the people of Kenya, we want to inform the whole world that the fight against in violations of human rights, we are not going to relent. No amount of intimidations, no amount of threats, no amount of blackmail shall stop the people of Kenya from holding accountable those who are involved and the perpetrators.
And moving on, Kenyans have been urged to manage solid waste in order to achieve a resilient and habitable environment in the coming days, while celebrating the International Zero Waste Day by conducting a cleanup exercise in Kahawa Wendani, Kiambu County. Speakers urged the Kiambu County government to identify unemployed youth with environment conservative values at heart to be engaged even in a small way to clean the environment twice a week and sensitize the communities surrounding them to manage solid waste.
Karibuni sana. The project that we are going to one of the outcomes of this cleanup is now the launching of the project that is going to ensure that issues of solid waste management, issues of disaster management, and issues of sanitation are going to be integrated, whereby we are going to make Kahawa Estate one of the resilient cities or resilient regions for that project called Making Cities Resilient. That is the MCR. So that is what we are going to do, because a lot of waste clog our drainage system and they affect River Kiu, that later when it rains, it starts flooding.
We are urging our families around, since Kahawa Wendani is a densely populated area, let's start from our own homes. Kindly, when you have the solid waste, sort them out. The hoteliers and the eateries around Kahawa Wendani, let's not pour water and the solid waste together and litter the whole roads, the pathways, the trenches that are.
Parents have been urged to help in nurturing their children's talent in a bid to elevate and preserve culture in the country. Speaking during a culture day at Good Testimony School in Nairobi County, section of education stakeholders stated that parents should collaborate with schools to foster their children in artistic and cultural development. They further pointed out that cultural activities in school not only preserve heritage but also help to combat the unemployment crisis countrywide.
The competency-based curriculum has given us a platform to showcase what the cultures and the diverse cultures of our nation hold, and has given us also an opportunity to inculcate values.
We emphasize culture, especially in the CBC curriculum, because it emphasizes and it takes us back to the roots of our great parents and the current children who need to understand our past way of life. We embrace it in school, and children, as they grow, as they get out there, as they mingle with different cultures of other communities, they get to understand why we are focusing and enhancing a peaceful country and a peaceful environment.
This event is important because it teaches children about the importance of culture. Importances of culture include learning. When you learn your culture, you can understand the ways of your people and what they did before you came, and you can also preserve that culture for the future generation.
And hundreds of squatters in the Ruiru settlement scheme have urged the national government to protect them and their land from grabbers and to develop social amenities like water, hospitals and roads to make their life better. They also stated that they have suffered for far too long and it is time for the government to protect them. Speaking during their annual general meeting held in Ruiru offices, Chairman Ali promised the members a smooth return to their parcel of land by May 2025.
Tumefikiana kwamba shamba yenyewe ni kubwa. Sisi wenyewe vile beacon zilikuwa zimewekwa sababu ziliondolewa zote, na ndio tumearifu members wetu bado tuna mlima mbele yetu ya kurudisha beacon vile zilikuwa, ndio ndiposa kila mtu apate kurudi mahali pake. Sababu sisi wote tukimwagika pale ndio tukawaelezea tumepanga sisi wote kama Ruiru Squatters Settlement Scheme zikundi 5. Na kila mmoja aweze kutuachia contact yake ndio wakati ile turudi very peaceful.
Na mimi napigania hii mashikwota miaka 16 na sita tangu 1999. Na kwa pia wa jamani, tulibuguzwa huko Ruiru saa 8 ya usiku. Nilikuwa na wasasi wangu wakakufia huko.
Tunataka usalama udumiwe. Sisi turudishwe kwa shamba yetu na usalama.
And the government is urging the youth to embrace technical courses as a way of bridging skill gaps in the modern job market demands. Speaking during the first graduation ceremony at Nakuru International College, Senior Officer Technical and Vocational Education and Training Calvin Otieno indicated that the government had embarked on revamping all its youth polytechnics and TVET institutions in a move aimed at empowering learners with industry-responsive skills.
TVET education is not just about learning a trade. It's not just about mastering the skills. It's not just about mastering the art of problem solving. It's not just about innovation. It's not just about resilience. It has a lot that you have gained that you need to go and practice outside there. The world, the industry is waiting for you, that you may be in a position to shape, to strengthen, and even to create opportunities for a better future.
Times are changing. The industry is calling for the skills. The industry is calling for competencies. And that is what we are doing in our curriculum. So we are fully aligned to the competence-based curriculum, the requirements of the modern industry, and also equipping our learners with the skills that are requisite to change the world and also address the challenges of the day that we are trying to solve day by day.
At the moment, hospitals around Nakuru, Kericho, Baringo and Eldoret, they are yearning to have graduates caregivers from NIC. Why? Because we offer quality. When you go meet your peers in the field, you have been taught how to do the right procedure to a patient. You can't administer a wrong drug to a patient.
And to matters education, most parents across the country still have no better understanding of the new education curriculum CBC, a situation that could hinder their effective participation in the success of the program. Speaking in Vihiga during the Four Brothers Walk for Education, a drive intended to create awareness on the need to educate children, Zacchaeus Obonji, a member of the Inua Village to Global Foundation, which focuses on supporting children from vulnerable communities, has urged the government to ensure that the new education curriculum does not isolate parents, rather fully incorporates them into their children's education.
Pia jambo ambalo tungependa kuomba serikali yetu ni kwamba tuendelee kufanya uhamasisho. Kando na kuwa kwamba programs zinakuwa role za CBC, ile uhamasisho katika wazazi ni ya muhimu, kwa sababu kuna pata ambao ni ya serikali, kuna pata ambao ni ya mzazi, kuna pata ambao ni ya stakeholders wala ambao wako kwa shule, kuhakikisha kwamba tunaendelea kuenhance. So tunaona kwamba inafanya, lakini ile pata ambao inalegea sana, unapata kwamba sisi kama watu wenye tuna run shule, unapata kwamba tunakuwa na changamoto mingi.
Changamoto zilizoko wakati wa sasa ni katika serikali yetu tuweze kujikaza ya kwamba material zile zenye zinahitajika kwa kusaidia watoto wetu wasome katika hii mfumo wa CBC, ambao sometimes unapata hizo vifaa za kutumia, labda walimu uko katika darasa lakini hakuna kitabu. So changamoto zipo, na pia unapata ya kwamba resources like finances hazitoshi.
While we have very many children going to school in Vihiga today, tunaona ya kwamba kuna ulegevu kidogo upande wa wazazi na jamii kwa jumla kusisitiza maneno ya watoto kwenda shule. Si kama kitambo venye sisi tulikuwa watoto, ungekosa kwenda shule, tungepata kama anybody in the community angekuja insist uende shule. Nowadays we just see many kids hanging around the street, nobody is concerned. We want parents to participate. We want county government to ensure that ECDs are working so that these young children can have a good opportunity to sit in a good school, access resources.
And the Kenya Pipeline Company has organized a 2-day media campaign starting today in conjunction with KIP Media's TV47 and Radio 47 in Mombasa Changamwe constituency in order to enhance community engagement and ensure the safety of the company's infrastructure. We are now joining our very own Mombasa reporter Quinta Wafula, who is covering the campaign, to tell us more.
Good afternoon, Sheilar Chelangat. I'm streaming live from Mombasa. It is the second day of the KPC and the Cape Media campaign that aims to educate the residents of this area on why they should give way and also just relocate from the areas which are supposed to be given way of live for the pipes and also the buffer zone. So joining me is residents of this area who've been receiving this education from yesterday. They're just going to tell us. Karibuni sana kwenye TV47. Songa tu hapa karibu, uanze tu kwa jina, utuambie hii kampeni ambayo inahusu KPC. Labda unafahamu kwamba kunayo sehemu ambayo watu wanafaa waondoke ambayo ni ardhi ambayo hawafai kujenga. Anza tu kwa jina.
Kwa majina najulikana kama Joseph Kitonga na ni mkaaji hapa Chaani. Nafahamu kuhusu mambo ya KPC.
Labda wakazi wenzako, wito wako ni upi kwa wakazi ambao bado hawajafuatilia zile sheria ambazo hawafuatilia?
Wito wangu ni wenye ambaye wamesikia hiyo habari ya hizo bomba za mafuta. Mafuta ni hatari kwa wananchi, padi ambayo wananchi wameishi. Mafuta ni hatari, padi ambayo hutokea kwa kulipuka moto. Na kuna pipes zinapita na chini. Hizo pipe ni hatari kwa wananchi. Kwa hivyo wenye ambaye wamepata hiyo habari na wala hawajapata habari, ni vizuri kuondokea, wapeane nafasi vizuri.
Asante sana. Kwa sababu ya muda, acha tuteze vile vile kusikia kutoka kwako. Anza tu kwa jina.
Kwa majina naitwa Andrew Epuholo. Kampeni ya mafuta ya KPLC yenye inaendelea, wanahimiza wananchi wote hapa Kenya. Yeyote ambao wako maeneo ya bomba kuanzia Mombasa hadi magharibi mwa Kenya, wakae mbali kulingana na usalama yao. Usalama unaanza na wewe mwenyewe. Sio serikali ama yeyote kuja kufanyia usalama.
Ni shughuli kama zipi ambazo wewe unafahamu wakazi hawafai kufanya karibu na mabomba haya ya mafuta?
Karibu kazi yeyote, kuwasha moto, kuishi na maeneo hiyo. Ni vizuri wapeane kulingana na sheria ya KPLC hiyo, wapeane muda, yani nafasi kubwa kulingana na sheria yao ya mafuta vile inavyohitajika.
Kwa hiyo wewe kama mkazi utajaribu vile vile kuzungumza na wale ambao huenda wamevunja sheria?
Nitajaribu kuanzia dakika hii kuongea nao. Usalama unaanza na wewe mwenyewe. Usingoje wewe ufanyiwe usalama. Mimi mkaji wa Chani.
Asante sana. Indeed, Sheilar Chelangat, as you can say, wakazi wa eneo hili kweli wamepokea elimu na wanaapa kwamba watatekeleza jinsi ambavyo wanafaa kutekeleza, watahakikisha kwamba wale ambao wanajenga ama wale ambao wanajenga na wanaendeleza biashara mahali ambapo kwa ardhi ambayo hawafai kufanya hizo shughuli wataweza kuepuka ili kuhakikisha usalama wao. Kwa hiyo kampeni inaendelea, ni siku ya pili, itakuwa inatamatika hii leo. Wakazi wa eneo hili la Changamwe, kaunti ya Mombasa waweze kujitokeza kwa ajili kuna kunazo zawadi nyingi. Watangazaji wenye haiba wa Radio 47 na TV47 wametua hapa na watakuwa wanaendelea kuwapasha wakazi wa eneo hili elimu na vile vile kuwaburudisha. Kutoka hapa kaunti ya Mombasa, mimi ni Quinto Wafula kwako studio.
Thank you very much, Quinto Wafula, and of course keep us updated in our subsequent bulletins at 7 and 9 p.m. Now let's get sporty. And in the world of sports, all roads will lead to the newly renovated Nyayo National Stadium as the mighty Gor Mahia lock horns with their arch rivals AFC Leopards today at 4 p.m. for their 96th time in what is expected to be an enticing encounter. This will mark the first leg of this season's Mashemeji Derby after it was postponed twice due to a lack of a suitable venue to accommodate the passionate Ingwe and Kogalo fans. The champions Gor Mahia are currently third with a total tally of 42 points after 23 matches, while Leopards sit in fifth and are hoping to secure a win in a bid to remain in the title contention. All eyes will be on respective captains Clifford Miheso and Philemon Otieno, who are both key players and are keen on leading their teams to victory in this crucial Ingo-Dala Derby encounter. And Crystal Palace